Good morning, gentlemen, deputies, and everyone present at this solemn session in celebration of ADHD Week. Thank you to Deputy Reginaldo Veras, who made this event possible. My name is Yuri Maia, creator of the Uncomplicated ADHD Institute, founded in 2015. I am also the coordinator of the Specialized ADHD Center at MOVIM, Movement for Inclusion. This week is extremely important, not only to celebrate the achievements we had with the approval of Law 14,254 of 2021, the National Law for ADHD and Dyslexia, which was approved with the support and participation of the entire community, but also to bring to the public's attention that ADHD still needs more visibility and support. Now in 2023, we are living in uncertain times for ADHD. Because it is still a misunderstood disorder, many neurotypical people, that is, those who are standard, associate some common symptoms such as persistent inattention, difficulty in starting and staying on a task, lack of emotional regulation, and impulsivity, symptoms that to some extent occur in everyone. This does not mean that you have the disorder. However, in ADHD, the symptoms are chronic, permanent, daily, in any activity. And in addition, we have a mind more prone to addiction, much harder to control, and that will certainly harm the individual from childhood until the end of life. We also need to remember that ADHD has neurochemical and structural issues in the brain, a lack of connections in upper and lower parts, with areas that do not activate even when taking medication. And you who have the disorder know very well what I am talking about. Living becomes an invisible suffering, where no one understands what is happening to you, no one helps or sympathizes, and you go through life with a 300% higher chance, of repeating a grade than other students, a 400% higher chance of dropping out of school and getting involved with bad company, and a 300% higher chance of developing depression in adulthood, falling into marginalization, and committing self-extermination compared to the general population. A recent study conducted in the United Kingdom in 2018 presents an alarming statistic. We know that the global prevalence of people with ADHD is around 5%. However, the prison population in that country found that 25% of inmates have ADHD traits. That is 5 times more. A study like this, if conducted in Brazil, could yield similar or even worse numbers, given the vulnerability of our most fragile population. All of this makes it urgent for us to adopt 2 measures. First, bring more information to society. And second, fight for specific rights for people with ADHD. When it comes to informing society, I want to highlight the fundamental role of internet influencers, who, in a responsible manner, provide information, comfort, and guidance about what the disorder is and how it affects us, because most of us experience this firsthand. Every day, we manage to fight and teach others how to fight as well. My congratulations. NGOs are also at the forefront of this struggle, especially in the political cause, which is where decisions that can help us come from. When it comes to specific laws and the longed-for free access to medication across the country, I have been fighting alongside NGOs for years to inform parliamentarians and help speed up the approval of laws on ADHD. We, MOVIN, and various groups, along with Congressman Rubens Bueno and Senator Confucio Mora, have been providing guidance and assisting in the advocacy for ADHD when they were the rapporteurs of the former Bill 7281 of 2010, which would become Law 14,254 of 2021, the first law for ADHD and dyslexia. Aimed at the student public, we also fought when some members of Congress tried to hinder the transition of the former House bill to the Senate in 2019. As well as having discussions with various parliamentarians throughout this year, we made decisions to ensure that the projects proceeded as quickly as possible, but we need much more. We are working tirelessly on Bill 2630 of 2021, authored by Congressman Fabio Abreu, which establishes the national policy for people with ADHD, providing broad rights and inclusion from childhood to adulthood, especially in the job market, which often oppresses adults with ADHD who face various adaptation challenges. In addition to other advancements, such as extending the time frame for higher education for people with ADHD, a suggestion I made because I have experienced all of this firsthand. The bill is currently supported by Congressman Diego Garcia. Free medications, with everyone's help, will also come. We met in April 2022 with Ms. Vanya Canuto from the Department of Management and Incorporation of Health Technologies at the Ministry of Health to question the relentless resistance to denying ADHD medications in the public network. And the justification from Conitec was shameful, weak scientific evidence regarding efficacy in addition to high costs. I asked the honorable deputies present, a box of methylphenidate for 1 month, even when generic, costs the end consumer between $25 to $70, a minimal treatment that helps us lead a less burdensome life from childhood to adulthood if combined with therapies and other services according to individual needs. A negligible investment that can reduce the terrible ADHD statistics. How much does a repeating student cost the state? How much does a marginalized teenager cost? The treatment of a drug addict, and most importantly, how much does the daily cost of an inmate amount to? It's not about crunching these numbers. It's about the right to quality of life. There is a stable life in recognizing that ADHD is a serious disorder that needs to be respected and represented in Brazil. We will continue fighting with the Ministry of Health for free medications, but we implore the deputies, senators, and ministers, help save people with ADHD. Our population is suffering and being ignored and scorned by the public authorities. Signed the Parliamentary Front for Neurodiversity, kindly initiated by Deputy Tonino Vanchi. Show that you are truly committed to the cause of ADHD and neurodiversity. Neurodiversity is also important because in most cases, people with ADHD also have other associated disorders, which are often not correctly diagnosed. And for this reason, the ADHD cause is so stigmatized because each individual is unique and each one carries a unique pain throughout life. Recently, the Sunflower Lanyard Law was approved, which can be used as a way to seek empathetic looks in social situations. The Sunflower Lanyard Law amended the Brazilian Inclusion Law, BIL, which does not include ADHD. But without proper care, it was spread that ADHD would be benefited. But according to the letter of the law, it is not causing frustration and confusion in our community. Many criticize the use of the lanyard by people with ADHD, and I assert that this is a mistake. Because it is not fair to measure someone else's pain by our own standards. How many people with ADHD suffer from serious sensory and cognitive disorders well above average? I do not intend to use the lanyard, but I trust that everyone has the common sense and freedom to do so. And to conclude, we cannot ignore the global movement already adopted in several countries to make ADHD a legal disability, which follows various criteria, including leveling of patient symptoms and associated disorders in the medical report. This leads to the adoption of measured and individualized measures. And even though the WHO does not classify ADHD as a biological disability, legal disability is a different concept. Many may be in favor of this movement, not in favor of this movement, but we cannot turn a blind eye to it. Therefore, we at MoveIn will fight for a broad debate to be held, calling for a public hearing, so that society, experts, NGOs, parents, and people with ADHD can discuss the topic and reach a conclusion. This strengthens democracy without monocratic decisions or small groups of people dictating what millions of others can or cannot do. Let's all come together for common causes, people with ADHD groups and NGOs, respecting our differences and defending the right to debate. The time has come for us to seriously discuss ADHD. Thank you very much.